on the street is that Cornell University has published a new article talking about new ways to reduce biases in the hiring process. All right, gang, so Cornell University has published a new study saying that they have discovered new ways to reduce hiring biases. And I am so excited to say, no, I am not buying it, because their new way is the old way. So in their study, right, they're talking about encouraging self-blinding hiring. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and drop that down on the floor, because it's the same old thing in a brand new package, right, with a brand new article headline, because blind hiring practices never worked. And here's the reason why it never worked, because it never actually changed the outcomes. It never actually reduced or increased the representation of historically underrepresented people. So then why try to repackage old news that was unsuccessful in the past? Well, likely so that people will talk about it. But I'm here to tell you this. Blind hiring is not effective, because you need to know who is in the queue so that historically underrepresented people, who are likely also underrepresented in your applicant pool, don't get buried by the volume of the overly represented inside your organization. You need to become more surgical in ensuring that you are finding historically underrepresented candidates who are highly qualified. I like to be very clear, because sometimes we will say minority candidates, and the first thing that pops into people's minds is the bias that minority, historically underrepresented candidates are also equally underqualified in comparison to majority candidates, which is factually inaccurate. So I'm saying you gotta go and look and find those diamonds in the rough that are maybe buried as applicant number 942, and bring them to the top and say, like, oh, we've got a historically underrepresented candidate who's highly qualified, and we want to make sure that they are part of our selection process. That is what changes outcomes. We talked about this at our conference just a little while ago, and that was, when you are thoughtful about going out there intentionally finding historically underrepresented people, telling them that you're interested in their candidacy, and then getting them to actually apply, you can diversify the applicant pool, find highly qualified people, and hire diverse people inside your organization. Not by oppressing white people or oppressing men or oppressing whoever else is majority represented inside your ecosystem, but to say, I care about having that representation in our pool. I care about having that expertise and cultural nuance in our organization, and I care enough to go out there, pursue them, get them to apply, and then send them through an equitable hiring selection process, and may the best person win, right? So I like the Rooney Rule on the front end. I know you all have probably heard about this. The NFL established the Rooney Rule, where they said for any coaching role, you have to have one minority candidate in the finalist pool. But where they fell short is that they were just checking a box. We need to put a minority in there. Let's put them in there whether they're qualified or not, and then hire the person we were always going to hire. What I'm saying is a little different than Rooney Rule. I'm saying intentionally and thoughtfully go out there and find historically underrepresented people. Go through an equitable process. Don't cook the books and tell your friend that they're still going to get the job. And then see who is the best person to actually expand the skill set and the world view and the perspective within your team. That is how you change the outcomes. And it's definitely not some magic bullet of like, oh, just don't ask for race, and then you'll automatically find historically racially underrepresented people, or don't ask for gender and you'll find historically underrepresented genders for opportunities. That's not true. So Cornell University, you're super dope. No shade to you. However, this is not the future. So that's this issue of Word on the Street. Thanks for listening. If you got a different perspective, if you've seen blind recruitments all of a sudden materialize a large number of historically underrepresented folks, jump in the chat. I would love to have that conversation with you. All right? Until next time.